What do we got, boys? So how does this work? Jack, you've got some questions for us?
Yeah.
This is so bad, Silvy. How does it work? What is wrong with you?
Well, I don't know how the lunch rush goes. Do you know how the lunch rush goes?
Yes, I do.
I said I'm meeting every day at this time.
Okay.
What am I supposed to go to the podcast?
We make everybody else do.
YouTube.com/@Carmen and Jurko.
Oh, how about that? My God, that broke him to be able to promote someone else's show.
That did not.
That's
BS. Total BS.
That absolutely broke him to do that.
Harrelson.
My God.
All right, go ahead, Jack.
Check his shorts.
This is the tweet from Diana Rossini on Aaron Rodgers. I'm just going to read this word for word. Aaron Rodgers is skipping all of Jets' mandatory minicamp this week because he prefers to be somewhere else away from football. That's his choice. So that's what she's reporting. Any thoughts on what's going on with the Jets, and is this an issue for the Jets that Aaron Rodgers isn't at minicamp?
Yeah, do what I say, not as I do. The unexpected absence is what the quote was from Saleh, the head coach. The unexpected, the unexcused absence. I'm not wearing my glasses. Unexcused absence. That's what it was. And so is he going on another hiatus into a dark place? Is he going to a Coachella that's overseas someplace? That's unbelievable.
Well, it's exactly what you said about do as I say, not as I do, because he said last year while he was injured, like, how do we get better is we've got to be thinking about all things about how we win and not the other BS. Well, how you win is you practice football like we talked about earlier. It's a mandatory thing. You win by showing up for mandatory things, especially when you're the starting quarterback. Here's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Is his leg not right? Is he maybe somewhere because his leg's not right?
Oh.
I've not read that anywhere. I'm just throwing it out there.
Why would it be
Will Maglio.
unexcused then? Wouldn't they excuse that?
That's true. It is true.
But Saleh put it out there knowing that Rodgers is sensitive and said it was an unexcused absence.
I've backed him up before, and I'm a bigger fan of his, especially coming from a Bears fan than most.
Yeah.
But this is a D-bag move.
It is.
Total D-bag move.
It is. And by the way, that means the under when it comes to the Jets wins. Because that
I
guy
heard that earlier.
Well, that guy's not committed.
9.5 is what Jesse said earlier on the total. So you'd go under.
Well, I mean, he's not committed, Silvy. He's not committed. He says that around here it's got to be about football. We got to be about football.
Yeah.
How come you're not about football? He does not have the magic. And this late in the autumn of his career to just step on the field and just lead them to 12 wins.
Has he tweeted about this or anything? Or have we just gotten a Diana Rossini tweet about it?
I don't know.
Right now, we just got the Diana Rossini. I mean, Rodgers hasn't said anything.
It's crazy. No Pat McAfee appearance.
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, Jack.
All right, so Cap's not here. He doesn't like analytics hoodies, so let's talk some analytics right now. Baseball Savant released an article on the 10 toughest pitchers to square up. They have a stat of what percentage of pitches is being squared up. Garrett Crochet is the 5th lowest in all of Major League Baseball. So they're saying he's one of the 5 toughest pitchers to hit in all of Major League Baseball right now. What are you guys thinking about a possible Garrett Crochet trade? And are we underrating just how good Garrett Crochet is? Because he's looking like an ace.
Well, you got to start someplace, right? I think that if you're trying to rebuild, this is a rebuild, someone has to stay. Unless you have this unbelievable package of minor leaguers that Chris Getz can't say no to. Because ultimately, if it's not Crochet, you're starting from the beginning. The bottom. This is why this rebuild is going to be 5 years or more.
You're starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're getting rid of him because aren't you concerned, too, that he could get hurt? And if you do trade him, don't you want to trade him when his value is at its highest?
Yes. Because if he stays, you're still a 100-loss ball club next year. You are.
Yes.
And he'd be the only bright spot on the team because Moncada won't be here, Aloy won't be here.
Tommy Pham won't be here.
Don't do that.
Well, look.
Okay, you don't have to do that.
Well, they win when Tommy Pham plays.
That's fine, but you don't have to do that. What I'm saying I'm already the dead dog. You have to kick it too. I mean, seriously.
Hey, I'm dying too.
Okay.
I may need to be put down as well.
Okay,
so.
okay, Gallagher Way, you're doing just fine. Thank you. Tell me about that Red Stars game at guaranteed rate. Go ahead. Give me
It doesn't help with the wins, losses.
Oh, please.
They're just as bad. I told you the record over the last 36 games.
If we're both dying as Cubs and White Sox fans, the method of execution is much different. You are being peacefully euthanized.
There's no peace.
We are being drawn and quartered.
You should have heard my house yesterday. There's no peace.
What'd your mom say?
She's almost. She tells me she's almost over them, but then I get the text messages
That's
that
right.
she's not.
See.
And I don't think she'll ever be over them. But now, what do you think though about the thought that Crochet won't have the value on the open market because he's already reached as many innings he's ever pitched in his career, and that there are some teams that would be worried about his innings for this season. So if a contender does acquire him this year, that they're worried about how he'll be in a playoff run.
I think that's fair to ask, but there's always a sucker. And I'm not wishing Tommy John again on Crochet.
No.
I'm just saying that there's always going to be someone that says, let's strike while the iron's hot and have him on our rotation. And Jack, adding on to that, talk about analytics. We're talking about, I asked Connor McKnight about this, the thin, wiry, left-handed pitching tree. Crochet's got to be on it. Chris Sale's got to be on it. I think Randy Johnson in the past has to be on it. David Price. And
Price.
maybe Andy Sisco.
Remember how good he was for like that short period of time?
Yes. So he's got to be on that list as well. So Jack, look, here's the thing. You have to build with someone. And it may not be Crochet. It might be the pitcher from yesterday, the starter for the Sox yesterday.
Yeah, Drew Thorpe.
Who was not bad. If you think you can get by with 93 mile an hour fastballs and off-speed pitches, pretty good. We'll see. All right, Jack.
All right, Silvy and Hood too, but for the Cubs now, let's say
That's just for me, Hoodie. You
Okay,
sit this one out.
Yeah, okay, apparently I'll sit this one
This
out.
is more of a Cubs question. The Sox question was more for Hoodie. The Cubs
What the
question
hell?
was more for Silvy.
Oh, I'm not qualified. Apparently, I don't have the necessities to answer Cubs baseball questions. How about that? Well, how about that?
You've made the list.
Well, how about that?
All right, one
Don't
magic
have the
button.
necessities to answer the question.
You can either fix one of two positions. You can fix the bullpen, or you can fix the catcher position for the Cubs. What do you prefer right now?
The bullpen. Yeah, I mean, like I'd rather fix the hitting altogether. And there's going to be a spot that's always going to be a weakness, and if that's the catching position, fine. Like, I'd rather have the rest of the offense start picking up their ass and then have the bullpen be good. But just to have the offense as a whole being bad and the bullpen being bad, the bullpen this is a terrible unit right now. So, like you said, Hoodie, I think you said earlier, they need 2 setup guys and a closer at least.
And 2 catchers.
Yeah, but the catcher was either or. That's why you got to sit this one out.
Oh. Well, Jack, I would respond, but I'm not qualified to answer any Cubs thoughts. So please go right ahead. We'll skip over that. I guess I don't know nothing about Cub baseball.
Oh, stop it. You stop that.
I guess I just sit this one out. I'm only South Side talking. That's what I am, Silvy. I'm only the South Shore of the South Shore and Skokie combination. Just talk about the South Side. Jerk chicken, South Side baseball.
Those are cicadas flying around. You only find those in the suburbs.
Yeah, you don't find them. It's the first time I've seen them. Holy smokes.
All right, there you go. That's all we have time for in the lunch rush. Good stuff. So that's how we do it, huh? Pretty good, Hoodie.
Well, at least now you've got your first experience with the lunch rush.
Did you hear what your partner was all upset about this morning?
I wasn't listening. But that's the norm.
He was all bothered by something this morning. Is this something that is worthy of being bothered about?
Okay.
I will share it with you coming up next.
You're listening to Carmen and Jurko on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.